NUCO stands for Northwestern University Chamber Orchestra. It's a distinction from NUSO, which is the Symphony Orchestra of Northwestern, and that it's much bigger. So NUCO is on a much smaller scale.
It's for mostly music majors and some non-music majors, but it's typically the freshman and sophomore orchestra, and Dr. HASTY conducts it, and he's quite the conductor.
I've been here since 2000, conducting the chamber orchestra and the Philharmonia, and been on the faculty. It's an amazing place to teach. The number one reason why it's an amazing place to teach is because of the level of students that come here, not just intellectually but artistically.
Being in NUCO specifically is really interesting just because I'm a non-music major, and so it's really cool being surrounded by so many people that are actually like going into music as a profession.
It's like one of the funnest experiences. I always look forward to the rehearsals because, well, Dr. HASTY is just a fun conductor, and it's great to be able to play with other musicians that are as passionate about music as you are.
We get to select from the best students, but not only are they the best musically, they also have to get accepted to this university. So we not only have gifted students, but we have really bright and talented students.
Like sometimes when I'm not playing, like when the seconds aren't playing, the first violins are playing, or the violists are playing, I just like watching some of my fellow students, and they just are like, it's so much fun just seeing how into the music they are. They're very passionate about it. They put their heart into like every rehearsal, which I think is amazing. I love Dr. HASTY. I think he's a really great conductor. And one thing I really like about him and what attracted me to the orchestra was how he's laid back. Although he takes each rehearsal very seriously, he also finds time to relax and make everyone enjoy the rehearsal. Because I've had conductors in high school that have been extremely intense, and you sit in an orchestra extremely frightened, hoping he doesn't ask you to play something in front of the whole orchestra. But I think Dr. HASTY really does a great job of combining serious, we are focused in rehearsal, but we're also having a great time. So I think that's one of the most important things.
He really knows how to work well with students. He has a great sense of humor, so it's not always just work, 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 but we always get a lot of work done, and at the same time we enjoy ourselves while doing it. And I just like his style of teaching.
He's very dedicated to music. And there are times when people don't practice and we don't sound how we should sound. And I think he really, he really does take things very personally. And he really tries hard to make sure, everyone practices and everyone sounds sounds Northwestern level.
One of the challenges of conducting this level of performance, professional or this level of collegiate performance is that in the first rehearsal, they're already playing most of the correct notes. And then you have 9 more rehearsals left, okay? So that was the first thing that I learned coming here, was the fact that it's not just about playing correct notes, it's really achieving style, it's achieving perfection, giving the students an opportunity to be expressive within the framework of an ensemble where you actually have specific notes to play. What's great about the D major symphony is the huge leap that Beethoven goes from the first symphony to the second symphony. And actually it was a huge leap with the first symphony too, coming from the tradition of Haydn and Mozart.
You know, honestly speaking, it's not the most well-known symphony, and even my friends who listen to like every single symphony ever written aren't very familiar with Beethoven No. 2. And as Dr. HASTY told us during rehearsals, it was kind of like a long prelude, which is rare, and it's a very humorous symphony.
I try to do 1 Beethoven symphony a year, because since these are undergrads, these are typically music majors in their first couple of years of their major, this is the time when we try to expose them to Mozart, Haydn, Beethoven symphonies. We try to bring that in, because when they get into the symphony orchestra later, they're focusing more on later repertoire, big symphonic repertoire. This being late classical, early romantic is a perfect opportunity to teach them that.
For me, I was lucky because Beethoven Symphony was one of our audition materials, so we had to learn the whole symphony.
We try to emphasize the professional level of performance, which includes preparing the music before that first rehearsal. So typically, if you were at that first rehearsal, you would already hear everybody playing. We can read it all the way through it. We could read through it from beginning to end. We never had to stop. The woodwinds and brass, because they know that they're playing their own part that's not doubled like it is in the strings, typically they've gone to the library, they've listened to it, they've picked up their music, they already have an awareness of what this piece is about.
Having worked on the music, we worked on it for about 6 weeks, which is a lot of preparation. And so I felt very comfortable with the repertoire that I could keep my eyes on the conductor and try to connect with him?
It definitely started out as quite a challenge, and it's actually quite a hard symphony. And I think because it's not well known, we have to work harder to make it more attention grabbing for the audience who maybe wouldn't be as engaged because they aren't so familiar with it. So we had to make it really special. So in our rehearsals, we definitely worked hard to achieve it. And also being part of a long concert, we really had to make it like extra special.
university, I think it's a better opportunity than a conservatory. I think you have classes, real classes, and it's a community, and you have sports. And my friends at conservatories don't have that. And Northwestern it's a beautiful place to be.
The students who come to Northwestern or go to a school of music in a liberal arts university context are also challenged in the other courses that they take. The fact that their roommates might be a philosophy major, the fact that they're sitting next to a pre-med student at a football game.
Here, I know I'm not going into music and everyone else is so focused on music. So it really, it pushes me to even practice more and play better. And so I think that's definitely one of the cooler parts of being in UCO. But in Northwestern in general, it's just awesome being surrounded by people that are interested in so many different things.
The academic program is very solid here, and music department for music schools in the country that's not a conservatory, it's one of the best in the country. And the faculty is so great, the faculty is really what matters. And the thing is that students are also very talented here. So I feel like everywhere I go, all my professors are very accomplished people, and so are my peers. And I think the most important part about learning is how passionate you are about something, because if you lack the passion, then you don't learn as much. But I feel like everyone here loves what they're doing and they know what they want to do. So we're all in our own world, but at the same time we're brought together. We're all very different, but it works out.
This setting, not just physically for its beauty and its location and its artistic place in Chicago, in the United States, that is important, but also the fact that we can mingle with people who aren't music majors, and we can take those difficult classes and be challenged and be involved in the life of the school. There's nothing like it.